Hey everyone, it's Joanne. How the heck is everyone doing? I know it's been quite some time since I made a video, and this year has been quite an interesting year, to say the least. And I hope everyone is hanging in and staying focused and trying to do their best to not be distracted from everything that's happening in the world. Before I start, actually, I wanted to dedicate this video to my son. My son has been pushing me to make videos. He says I haven't been made videos in a very long time. So this video is for you, Arian. He's actually watching my videos. So I guess if I have my son watching my videos, I'm pretty excited about that. So hey, Arian. Today I'm going to talk about something very important, and that is how to obtain an employer identification number, or the short form EIN, as a non-US resident or citizen. So there's a number of us, obviously, that, for example, I'm Canadian, and there's other people from other parts of the world that they're doing business in the United States. And of course, when you first start, you want to sort of dabble and see if this is for you, or if you even been successful. But then after some time, you see that finances are coming your way, and it's important, obviously, to really address your taxes and be registered and be legal to be able to do business, because really you can have it figured out how to do and make money online, but if you're not legal, it's something that I don't encourage you to do, and it's something that I frown upon when I hear. So please, please, please be legal. How to do that? There's two ways. So I'm going to use Canada because I'm Canadian, and this is easier for me to sort of explain. You can just put in the country you're from. Of course, not all countries are going to be like that. You have to verify with your own country and see how the legalities work there. But just for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to use Canada. So there's two ways for you to do this. First thing, I'm going to ask you to go Google and search for the form SS4. That's S as in Sam, S as in Sam, -4. This is the form that you need to fill in to obtain your employer identification number, or EIN, as I said. So there's two ways for you to do it. The first way is if you use your incorporation from your respective country. So again, for me, Canada, you use your incorporation, and you can obtain an EIN that's attached to your Canadian corporation. Again, fill in your own country of origin. So you can do that. You don't have to, get any other, let's say, register a business in the United States or anything like that. You can start out by using your corporation and attach a EIN to it. Of course, if you have a sole proprietor or any other whatever related is in your country, this is not going to work for you. So you need to actually be incorporated in order to get an EIN. So in order to do that is you have to make sure you have this form fill in prior to calling. And you can actually get this form. You can get your EIN via phone as an international applicant. The way you do that is, of course, you can get this information on IRS, but I will write that down, all these numbers that I'm going to mention. So you can apply via phone as an international applicant, and the number is not a toll-free number, so it's a paid number. So I hope that you guys have a VoIP or something free that you can call. It's 267-941-1099. So it's 267-941-1099, and of course I'm going to post this at the bottom. Please have the forms filled in. It's imperative that you have it, because if you are missing some of the information from the form itself, you have to call back. The reason why they do that is not because they're mean or anything. It's they want you to make sure you're organized, because they will be giving you this EIN on the spot, on the phone. So what's important in the form? Of course, your legal name of entity, and that will be your incorporation. If it's in Canada or whatever your respective country is, the trade name of business, and I encourage you right now to take a look at your form. And so I'm a number 2 right now. Trade name of business, if different from name on line 1, I would leave that blank, because that will be your name from number 1. Number 3 would be the care of, which is your name. Then you will be your street address. Of course, that's going to be your address in Canada, for example, which is number 4A and number 4B. Of course, you can also add a US address, 5A and 5B, but I don't believe they're going to ask you that over the phone. Some may have this ready, but they just want to make sure you have a mailing address, a correct mailing address. Number 6 would be the county and state where principal business is located. So for example, me, when I first started doing drop shipping, I was doing it in New York, so that was my address. My address was in New York, so I put this New York here. 7A, I wouldn't worry about that. 7B, you don't have any of that. 8A, I would put no. So is this the application for a limited liability company, LLC? You would put no because it's an incorporation of your legal name in Canada, for example. And of course, 8B, if it's an yes, but you're going to ignore that. 8C, also put a no because your business is not registered in the United States. And 9A, I would put corporation because your business is a corporation. And 9B, of course, put the state and foreign country where you are. For me, I'm registered in Canada, so I'll put my province and, of course, the country. Reason of applying, number 10 would be other. You can specify. I put requested by our US wholesalers. You just have to, they'll ask you why you need it. Just requested that your vendors require this to do business with them. The date business started or acquired, I'm a number 11 right now. This is the date you're going to put of where your incorporation was registered. So when you incorporated your business in your respective country, for me was Canada. Closing month of accounting year, that's number 12. Most of the time would be at the end of the year. Some countries have it mid-year, so that's something you have to speak to your accountant and see. And some of the boxes they're going to ask you for, again, number 16, I would put other. I put wholesale drop shipping or whatever business they are doing in United States. And 17, indicate principal lines of merchandise sold. So this, of course, is your niche or whatever you're working on in terms of your business. It could be home improvement. It could be whatever equipment you're selling, construction, whatever business you're doing. And that is it for them to require to issue you an EIN via the phone as an international applicant with a corporation in Canada, for example. They will give you the EIN on the spot on the phone, and you can proceed with going forward. Now, keep in mind, EIN is not a sales tax. That's something different, and I'm not going to cover this in a video. You can Google that information. The second way to obtain an EIN, and that is the part that's very confusing to a lot of people, is when you register an LLC in the United States. So for example, I've done business in the United States for quite some time, and I have created another business, which is my brand right now. And so for me, it makes sense to register this business in the United States. So I've created an LLC of whatever state your business is present, whatever it is, California, New York, whatever your business is stated in. And of course, you're going to fill in the SS4 form again. And you can also call as well. And but they will instruct you that for LLC, you need to either fax the form or mailing the form. So if you call, they're just going to register you, but they're going to tell you in order for it to complete it, you have to mail in or fax it. So I wouldn't bother calling. I want to be clear right now because this is very important. You do not need an ITIN to have an EIN issued. So that is the misconception that's going on right now, that you need to get an Itin in order to get an EIN. So Itin is just a taxpayer, I guess, number. So like, in the United States, you have the social security number of being a US citizen. The only time you would need an Itin is if you want to pay personal tax. So eventually you're thinking about moving to United States or, just locating yourself physically. Then you would need an Itin, but you don't need that to have an EIN. And that is the misconception. And even IRS will get confused and they will deny your SS form telling you that you need to apply for an EIN first. That is not correct. So I've actually spoken with IRS, and this is the way to do it correctly and legally. So you have to fax it or you have to mail it. Right now, due to all these things that they're going on right now with coronavirus, I have faxed it a couple of times, but their fax is sometimes out of service, or they've never reply. And so the funny thing is I mailed it in, and you can find online mailing services. Like, you don't actually have to have a physical mail. You can just use the PDF, just Google online mail services, and you can ship it like that. And you mail it to them, and I got the EIN issued within a week. So the way you do this is you again fill in the SS4 form. Number 1, you put your legal name, so it would be whatever company name, LLC. You fill in number 4A, 4B, And then if you have a different address, 5A and 5B, and then number 6, number 7A, and number 7B, this is key to you having your EIN issued. Make sure that in number 7B, you put foreign, F-O-R-E-I-G-N. Put that there. Without you putting that there, you're not going to have the EIN issued. And so I'm going to explain at the end why. Number 8A, you put a yes, and then 8B, the number of LLC members, most likely 1. 8C would be yes as well. Number 9A, it would be other, and make sure you write this down. It's foreign-owned US disregarded entity. I'm going to put these two, 7B and 9A, I'm going to put them at the bottom because these are the ones that they're going to issue you the EIN without the Itin, okay? 9B, I would leave it alone. 10 is started a new business. So I selected the first option and specify the type of business that you started. 11, when it was created. 12, closing month of accounting year, which is most likely December. 15, I put NA, so this is not needed. 16, you can put retail or whatever type of principal activity it is for your business. 17 is indicate your work that you're doing, so your niche or whatever business you're working on. And of course, third party designee, this is not important. Put your name, sign, date it. And when you fax it and mail it, at the bottom, you're going to have applicant's telephone number and applicant's fax number. You need to have both. If you're missing one, either the phone or the fax, they're going to return it back saying incomplete information. So please make sure you have your fax and your phone number there. And so after that, you are going to be sending it to them. You can mail it or you can try faxing it. I encourage you to fax it because, to mail it because you will get it way faster. I got it within a week. So in order to do that, you create a cover page. Of course, put their address, put their name. I'm going to put that at the bottom, what you have to put, and put attention EIN operation. And I will post the actual template at the bottom for you to copy and send it. You need to make sure that the cover letter specifies the publications that I'm going to mention in the cover letter, because without it, you're not going to get the EIN. It will get denied, and you will be requested to have an Itin issued, which you don't need it. So if you do these steps, as I said, you will be getting your EIN within maximum, I would say, a week to 2 weeks because of everything that's going on. So I know this process is a little bit confusing. I'm going to try to step it. I put it in steps at the bottom. And if you have any questions, please feel free. Ask me at the bottom. I'll be more than happy to answer them. And otherwise, well, as always, keep selling and happy selling.